Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about some breaking news in the airlines industry. Spirit Airlines has announced it is pulling out of Birmingham, Alabama, where I'm based, along with 10 other airports as part of its bankruptcy restructuring. If you have tried to book a ticket looking for a Spirit flight recently, you could not find anything. Now you know why. It happened to me. I'll share what it means for travelers like you and me, for cities like Birmingham, and for the airline industry as a whole. Here's what happened. Spirit Airlines filed for bankruptcy earlier this year, and as part of its restructuring plan, it was making some major changes to its route network. The airlines has its route network, different networks. One of the biggest moves is that it will completely exit 11 airports, including Birmingham, Albuquerque, Sacramento, San Jose, San Diego, Portland, Salt Lake City, Boise, Chattanooga, Columbia, and Oakland. It's a lot of airports. For a city like Birmingham, where I'm based, like I said, where Spirit only has smaller market share. We have Delta, regionally Delta is a lot bigger here. It might not seem huge on paper, but for a traveler who relies on those ultra low cost option, it is definitely disappointing. And I was actually on the Spirit website recently to looking up flights to go for a marathon, just to travel a day trip or so, and I couldn't find it. And there was nothing available. And it's just like I couldn't find nothing. Now it makes sense why I was not able to find it. And I'm glad I didn't book my New York City Marathon. I was trying to book my airline ticket and I didn't do it. I'm glad I didn't do that. So what does it mean if you are a traveler, booked to your airlines, ready to go? What happens? First, if you already had a ticket booked, Spirit says that it'll refund or contact with other option. Second, if the Birmingham or one of the other affected airport was your go-to for cheap flights, for your options, now it's narrowed, it's lesser options. You may have to look for driving at the larger hub or pay more to other airlines. That's what I do, travel to Atlanta. And third is that this could create opportunity for airlines like Frontier, United, or even Southwest to step in and grab those routes. Competition will decide how this will play out. So I'm not sure. I know the Frontier came once and they left. So we'll see how this will go. It's a long haul, and let's see how that'll work. Why Spirit is struggling? Let's kind of talk about that part. Spirit's model has always been ultra low cost, no frill flying, but they have been hit hard by raising fuel prices, labor costs, which I have seen myself, debt, and added with competition for larger carrier, learn to offer basic economy fares, and suddenly the Spirit does not stand out way it used to. And basic economy is pretty good. I fly those too, especially going far away. So definitely it is there. This is actually Spirit's second bankruptcy filing this year, and by exiting smaller market, they were basically saying, let's focus on places that we are strongest and cut the losses elsewhere. It is a survival strategy, but it leaves a lot of communities behind, not having the cheaper airlines. I'll be honest, I feel sad about this. I have flown Spirit for Miami Marathon. I was looking for some other options as well. It really gives travelers less things to travel in less options and so on. Having Spirit in Birmingham, I was really excited. I was looking forward. Knowing they're gone, it feels like the end of an era of a budget airlines for sure, because the model of Southwest has changed. With the basic economy is not as great. What we can talk about in the future podcast, but that's kind of, I feel sad about this. In closing, Spirit Airlines is leaving Birmingham and 10 other airports. Affecting this fall. I saw October to second and third. If you're traveling with Spirit, it's time to look at other options, maybe rethink your go-to budget airlines and so on, especially if they're struggling. I was very cautious about Spirit as well when they started with bankruptcy. Thanks for tuning in, and definitely continue to like and subscribe to this channel. And we'll talk about many different things in this podcast. You may have noticed, not only running, and I'm putting other things as well as it goes. So traveling is a big part of our marathoning, and finance is also a big part of our marathoning. But anyway, safe travel, enjoy, have a great weekend, weekdays, whenever you listen to this, and bye for now.